Sage. You love this stuff. Maybe use this for medicinal purposes, or you put it in your tea. Indigenous tribes use this for smudging and other metaphysical needs for it. But sometimes it does get unruly, and I'm going to show you exactly how to prune your sage bush. Hi, this is Jeremy Starke here from Green Thumb Gardener, here to give you some tips, tutorials, reviews for all your gardening needs. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to prune your sage bush. You know, if you're like me and you leave your plants over winter, they're going to get much bigger the next season. You know, one of the good things about sage is they do grow and they will flower up. So I try to leave them in as long as possible so that the bees can have something to harvest and do their thing. So I don't like to just chop them down right away. It's almost time for me to get a lot of my vegetables in, and I want to prune my sage bush down. In this video, I'm going to show you a very simple way on how to do it. Make sure that you do it right so that it does grow and you'll get more sage each and every year. Another benefit of doing it is you can harvest all of it at once. Dry it out if you'd like, if you want to use it in your spice cabinet, or if you want to use it for you know, medicinal purposes in your tea, or smudging of any kind if you're into smudging. Before we get started though, if you could, please give us a green thumbs up. Let us know that we're making great videos for you. Also, if you could, hit the subscribe button. It's like right over there. It's that big thumb over there on the side. Once you hit that, you want to hit the bell so you get notified of any new videos that we do have. We also have some free garden hacks. If you're into gardening and you want to save some money, take a look above. There's a link right up there. If you sign up for that, you'll get some free garden hacks in the email box that I'll send you right away. Well, now that we get that out of the way, let's get right into it. All right, so one of the things that you need when you're doing your pruning is you need some type of shears that you want to use it. The sage bush is actually kind of woody in some of the parts, so you want to make sure that you have something that's able to cut enough of it with it. So what I like to do is kind of, before I get into it and I really start digging in and seeing where it is, I want to look on the bush itself for where the new growth is coming up, because I try to avoid that. And usually you can see the little budding that comes off of it. There's like little nodes of it. So you want to leave some of that on. You can't cut off the wood, but you want to make sure that you have some growth so that it does continue to grow. And this thing will come back. This thing will come back, you know, after you cut it down. If you really cut this down, and I'll show you through, you know, what it looks like afterwards, it's still going to come back pretty good next year, you know, to harvest some of the leaves for the fall season, if that's what you wanted to do. I generally just try to look at it before I cut anything, and I have an idea in my head what I want to cut and what I want to leave. So most of the stuff in the middle is the new growth, and you can tell because it's not woody. It's more, you know, definitely more soft. So if you kind of see that area, you want to leave that on there. That's the new growth that you want to keep on there. But anything else, so the wood is what I would cut. So I'm just going to make a bunch of cuts here and see what's left from it. And like I said, you just want to make sure that you know where you're going to cut it, because you don't want to cut off any of the new growth if you can. You want to leave on as much as you can. And usually you could tell is where it's coming out. So on this one right here, you can see there's the wood, and then there's a little growth right there. So that I would leave on. This stuff right here, I'm going to cut this all the way down. It's going to get in the way of my tomatoes and my peppers, so I don't want it taking over the garden here. But this is also wonderful because the bees love these. Like I said, these are blooming, and the bees are always over this. So I try to leave this on as far as, you know, as much as close as I can to before I actually garden, because, you know, I like to have them have some stuff. I love the bees in my garden. And, you know, just don't think you're going to be cutting off too much of this and then it's not going to grow back. It will definitely grow back. You'll see much growth out of it. So it's not, you don't have to worry too much about if you're going to kill this thing. And these can get very large too. They get extremely large. If you really want them, they can bush out and they become very big bushes. So if you have a spot for it, then you don't even have to cut this back. although it is a good idea to do it each year, just to help promote some of the growth. But if for some reason you didn't, oh, look at this. We got one that just planted itself right in the ground. That's funny. It does that. All right, and as you can see, there's still plenty of growth in here. And it's funny is I have this in my cinder block garden, so it's in a very small little tight little space here, and this will still grow back. So once I kind of get everything, I do like to get all the woody parts off too. Once I get around it, as you can see, I got that, and there's plenty of sage on here to grow and to propagate some more in here. So don't be afraid if this thing is very large to really go at it and get most of it off. So there's plenty of new growth in here, and this is going to be perfectly fine to grow. You will see this will be another bush by next year if I just let it go. But that's really simple on how to do it. You can, at this point, you can use these. Like I said, you can harvest all these, dry this up. You can use it for smudging if you hang. I think if you hang these upside down, probably the easiest way. Just put it in, your garage or somewhere it's nice and warm, and hang this upside down. Maybe cut the flowers off first, and this stuff will dry up, and you can either use this in your spices or you can use it for smudging. That's it for today's video. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you could, please give us a green thumbs up. Let us know that we're making great videos for you. Also, if you could, hit the subscribe button down there. It's somewhere down there below. That way there you get notified of any new videos that we do have. We also have a website called gardenerthumb.com where you can find lots of helpful articles out there for gardening, for all your needs. But hopefully you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.